A layoff can turn an ordinary Tuesday into a money emergency. The first 72 hours are not about fixing your whole life. They are about stopping panic decisions and protecting your options. In the first 3 days, your brain wants certainty. But most of the big financial moves after a layoff have deadlines, paperwork, and trade offs. If you slow down just enough to organize them, you can avoid turning one bad event into 5 avoidable problems. The first thing to understand is that a layoff is not the same as a personal failure. Companies cut roles for many reasons, including budgets, restructuring, mergers, or strategy changes. You still have to respond quickly, but you do not have to respond from embarrassment. Think of the next 72 hours like landing a plane after turbulence. You are not choosing the destination yet. You are checking instruments, keeping fuel available, and making sure nothing critical is ignored while emotions are loud. In the first hour, do less than you think. Do not argue in writing. Do not post an angry update. Do not sign a document just to end an uncomfortable meeting. Take notes. Ask when you will receive paperwork, and give yourself a short pause before making decisions. Before you leave the call or meeting, ask for the basics in writing. You want your last working day, your official termination date, final paycheck timing, unused vacation details, severance terms, health insurance end date, and who to contact with benefit questions. If you still have access to company systems, save personal documents that you are allowed to keep. This can include pay stubs, benefit summaries, retirement plan information, performance reviews, offer letters, and contacts for human resources. Do not take confidential company material. Many people lose access faster than they expect. Update personal email and phone numbers on benefits portals if you can. Make sure retirement, health, payroll, and stock plan accounts are tied to personal contact information, not an old work inbox. A layoff creates 2 jobs at once. One job is emotional recovery. The other job is financial triage. Both matter, but mixing them can be expensive. If you need to vent, vent to someone safe. Keep official messages short, polite, and factual. Severance documents may include deadlines, releases of claims, confidentiality language, non-disparagement terms, or rules about future cooperation. You may have time to review them. If the document is confusing or high stakes, consider getting professional advice before signing. Severance can help, but it is not the same as a new salary. It may arrive later than expected, be taxed through payroll withholding, or affect unemployment timing, depending on your state and how it is paid. Treat it as runway, not as permission to delay planning. If this kind of practical money breakdown is useful, consider subscribing. The goal here is not panic content. It is helping you understand the system before you need it, or giving you a calmer plan if you already do. After the first shock, create one folder for everything related to the layoff. Put your termination notice, severance agreement, pay information, benefit letters, unemployment login details, and notes from calls in one place. Organization is not busy work. It prevents missed deadlines. Unemployment insurance is usually handled by the state where you worked, not always the state where your company headquarters is located. You generally should start the claim as soon as you are eligible, because processing can take time and missing information can slow payments. Do not assume you are ineligible just because you received severance, worked remotely, or were laid off from a high-income job. Rules vary by state. Apply honestly, answer questions carefully, and let the state agency decide based on the facts. Many unemployment systems require proof that you are able, available, and looking for work. Start a simple log immediately. Record applications, recruiter messages, networking conversations, interviews, and dates. A boring spreadsheet can become very useful if your claim is reviewed. Health insurance is one of the biggest traps after a layoff because the end date may not match your last day of work. Some coverage ends at the end of the month. Some ends sooner. Your first task is to confirm the exact date for you and your dependents. COBRA can let many workers keep the same employer health plan temporarily after job loss. The catch is cost. You may have to pay the full premium that you and your employer used to share, plus possible administrative fees. Familiar coverage can be expensive coverage. Losing job-based coverage can also open a special enrollment window for a marketplace plan. Depending on income, household size, and location, some people may qualify for subsidies or Medicaid. The important move is to compare options before assuming COBRA is your only path. Going uninsured may feel tempting when cash is tight, but medical risk does not pause because your paycheck stopped. At minimum, know your deadline, know the cost, and know what happens if you wait. A health coverage decision should be deliberate, not accidental. By the end of day one, make a cash map. Write down checking, savings, expected final pay, possible severance, expected unemployment, and any reliable household income. Then write down the bills due in the next 30 days. You need a runway number. Your runway is how long you can cover essentials without new job income. It is not based on your old lifestyle. It is based on housing, food, utilities, insurance, transportation, minimum debt payments, medicine, and basic job search costs. Everything else is negotiable. Bill triage means ranking payments by damage if they are missed. Housing usually comes first. Then utilities, insurance, food, transportation, and minimum debt payments. Subscriptions, upgrades, shopping, and optional services move to the back until income is clearer. If you cannot pay something, call before the due date. Lenders, utility companies, landlords, and service providers may have hardship options, payment plans, or temporary pauses. They are usually easier to work with before an account is late than after it becomes a collection problem. A credit card can bridge a short timing gap, but it should not become a replacement paycheck. If you use cards while unemployed, track the balance carefully and protect minimum payments. High-interest debt can make the layoff follow you long after the job search ends. When fear hits, some people immediately cash out retirement accounts. That is often one of the most expensive first moves. Early withdrawals can trigger taxes, penalties, and lost future growth. Before touching retirement money, look at cash, expense cuts, benefits, and temporary income first. Your old 401k usually does not need an instant decision. You may be able to leave it where it is, roll it to an IRA, roll it to a future employer plan, or take other action. The right choice depends on fees, investment options, taxes, and your situation. If you already have a 401k loan, a layoff can complicate repayment. Some plans may require faster repayment after separation, and unpaid balances can become taxable. Do not ignore plan notices. Call the plan provider and ask exactly what happens next. A regular brokerage account is different from a retirement account. Selling investments there may create gains or losses, and the timing can matter for taxes. If you must raise cash, compare the tax cost, the market risk, and the emotional risk of selling in a panic. Expense cuts after a layoff do not have to be a new identity. Think of them as a temporary safety mode. Pause subscriptions, delay upgrades, reduce restaurant spending, and renegotiate bills. You can restore comfort later. Right now, every dollar buys time and choices. Once you know your cash and your bills, build a bare-bones 30-day budget. Do not guess from memory. Use actual due dates and actual minimums. The goal is to know which weeks are tight before those weeks arrive. This is where layoffs get personal. A gym, a car, a neighborhood, or a school plan may feel tied to who you are. But financial triage is not a verdict on your life. It is a temporary ranking of what must survive first. By day 2, create a simple explanation for the layoff. Keep it neutral. Say your role was eliminated, you are proud of the work you did, and you were looking for the next right fit. A calm story helps networking feel less awkward. You do not need to rewrite your entire career overnight. Start with the basics. Update your resume headline, save a clean version of your resume, refresh your profile, and make a list of 10 people to contact. Momentum beats perfection in the first week. Layoff stress makes people vulnerable to fake recruiters, fake check schemes, expensive resume promises, and urgent investment pitches. Be careful with anyone who asks for money, banking information, gift cards, or personal documents before a real hiring process is clear. Temporary work, freelance projects, or gig work can help protect cash while you search. Just remember that earnings may affect unemployment reporting. Keep records, report income honestly, and avoid turning a short-term bridge into a distraction from the job you actually need. By the end of 72 hours, you want 5 things clearer than they were on layoff day. Your paperwork is saved. Your unemployment claim is started or ready. Your health coverage options are known. Your bills are ranked. Your cash runway is visible. Do not rage post. Do not sign what you do not understand. Do not ignore health insurance. Do not wait weeks to file unemployment. Do not cash out retirement as your first move. And do not pretend nothing changed while your savings quietly disappear. After the first 72 hours, the focus changes. Now you build a weekly routine for applications, networking, skill refreshers, benefits follow-up, and budget check-ins. The first 3 days are the emergency room. The next few weeks are the recovery plan. A layoff tests systems more than it tests character. The people who look calm are not always less scared. They often just have a sequence to follow. Pause, document, claim benefits, protect health coverage, triage bills, preserve long-term assets, and then search with focus. If you are dealing with a layoff right now, you do not have to solve everything in one day. Start with the next document, the next call, and the next bill. If you have questions, leave them in the comments or suggest the next money topic we should explain.